Hello, I am Saloni Ramakrishna from Oracle, and I'm joined by Marc Irubetagoyena. The whole idea of this conversation is to look at industrialization in the banking context. Marc is the global head of stress testing and financial synthesis of BNP Paribas. Marc, how do you see the industry today, the challenges?
Thank you, Saloni. For banking, clearly we are in difficult times with a changing world, both in terms of technological evolution, a lot of regulatory requirements, both for home regulators and host regulators, that demand a lot of data manipulation, a lot of data analysis. To succeed in that, clearly, we need industrialization. We need to be able to more quickly get the right data at the right time without a too costly process. And the only way out is industrialization.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. So, uh, industrialization as a process, what do you think are the core components? Let's look at a use case of a regulatory process and stress testing platform. Firstly, question is a well thought out use case based industrialization the way to go for banks given the challenges you've just spoken of? And part two, if yes, what would be the core components of an industrialized process for a regulatory reporting and stress testing platform?
Clearly, Saloni, between stress testing and planning, we have a common use case for industrialized platforms. For those two types of exercises, we need a lot of data manipulation to process that data to the right person at the right time and be able to run computational tasks on this data and at the end of the process present the outcome either of a stress test or of a planning exercise to the end client of this process. To answer your second question, Saloni, on the main building blocks of a stress testing or planning platform, we start with data acquisition and the control of the quality of data which is ingested in the platform. And then we will process that data with computational steps, process validation steps of the data or of additional inputs that are required in the process, and then and reporting of the outcome of either a stress test or a planning exercise to general management, to business line managers, or to regulators, depending on the exercise.
You've mentioned process orchestration as being
Yes.
a core component. Why is that?
Clearly, for a banking institution as complex as is BNP Paribas, managing these holistic processes is a complex task. And to do that, to be able to get the data, process it at the right level of the organization, get the additional inputs or validation of that data, and then go to the next step in the organization, you need an orchestrator, something that will ensure that each step of your process is perfectly managed with a full control on the quality of the data at all steps of the process. And so the orchestrator, in my view, is the masterpiece in this industrialized platform for stress testing and planning, because it will be the component that will
Tie up all of the building blocks.
Totally, Saloni, tie these building blocks all together and ensure that the process is smoothly managed with a maximum efficiency, which is also a key challenge in these matters to keep things efficient.
Absolutely. In a capsule, what you've said is the entire process of data acquisition and data quality management, as well as an orchestration capability across the life cycle, And I agree with you. Our process orchestration capability is the kingpin for an industrialized approach where the entire process or most of the process is automated. So your closing thoughts on how the industry, banking industry, can kind of go the route of industrialization.
Our challenge on that is to get value out of these processes. So indeed, stress testing, planning are necessary processes to the organization. But if we want to be successful in managing these processes, they have to be both efficient, costless as possible, and be with a great value addition. So to provide additional insights either to our business lines, our management, in the way they steer the activity of a bank.
Thank you, Mark. I think you kind of summed it up as, not just a process for process sake, but for strategic contribution to the organization.